Hi guys and welcome back to iClone 3D, where we discuss tips, tricks and tutorials for the latest animation softwares. And today I'm going to show you guys how to use this cool new AI motion capture from Rococo to get any motion from any MP4 video and turn that into RL motion to use in iClone. And it's an amazing thing. It's absolutely free and you can get set up today. So let me, without further ado, show you guys exactly what to do. So firstly, you want to use the link below to come to this screen here where you're going to want to create an account with Rococo. And this is going to allow you to then download the Rokoko Studio and access the online portal where you can create all of your motion from MP4 videos. So I'm going to sign into my account here. And once you're signed in, you're going to see this screen here. Now, in the top right corner, you can see we've got create a new scene. And you're just going to click this to start creating a scene. I've already got mine set up down here as test one. So I'm just going to click into that. And you're going to see here, it allows us to record using a device camera, or we can select a local video file that we can then upload and capture the motion from. So I'm going to select upload a file, and on my desktop here I'm going to select this man in suit video, and this should upload in a few seconds. And as you can see, we have now uploaded that video, and I'm just going to hit play, and you can see it's just a guy in a suit who's actually talking and walking and just kind of talking to the camera. So we're going to turn all this motion, all this kind of motion here into an animation. Up here in the top right, you can see it says turn into animation. So you're just going to click that, and you're just going to give it a few minutes. That will begin to process, and then you can actually get that right into Rokoko Studio. Now, if you haven't downloaded that already, you can go ahead here and hit download Rokoko Studio. That's going to then take you to the Rokoko Studio section where you can download it using one of the downloads here below, depending on what computer you're using. And once you download that, you can install it on your computer. Now, that's completely free, so that doesn't cost you anything. And you know, this is incredible, guys. It's actually 100% free. You can start getting some amazing motion in no time from any video that you use. And once that's done, that's going to then go straight into your Rokoko Studio. So just make sure that you've downloaded that and installed that onto your computer. And we're just going to close this down here, and I'm just going to open up Rokoko Studio here. And once we open that up, you can see that brings us to this screen here. Now, there is some helpful tutorials here and stuff about getting started with the software, etc. I'm just going to head over to the projects tab, and you can see here we've got our scene that we added earlier. And that's kind of come straight over. As you can see, it comes straight into the project tab. So I'm just going to open that up, and you can see we've got our character here. Now, to place the motion on, the motion's up here as new recording one. You just want to double click that, and that will then target the motion onto this character here. And if I just hit play, you can see the motion from the video side by side has actually come onto the character. So it's a really amazing software, guys. It's absolutely free to use. And we're going to get this motion directly out of here and into iClone on one of our characters. So it looks really cool. Down here, there is a lot of things you can do with the foot locking. As you can see, we've got that turned on. And that's just this green and blue different circular icons here that represents where the foot locks. And you can change the distance by just coming here and dragging left and right on the foot lock indicators. And that will then release at different times, as you can see here, and it will lock at different points as well. So we can see at this point it hasn't locked yet, but then it locks about here. Okay, so of course we don't want that to lock there. The trick is to get it to lock where it sits in position. So right here we want to lock, and we're just going to drag that and lock that into place. And then you can see that locks there really nicely. Now, you can fiddle around with this in your own time. I'm going to show you how to get the motion out of here and into iClone. So what we first want to do is just go up to the export tab, and then we're going to export as an FBX. We're going to leave it as human IK, and we're going to leave it binary and FBX 2016. And then all we're going to do is come down here and we're going to hit export. We can select body skeleton, which has already been selected, as you can see there. You don't really want the body mesh. That's fine. You can just have the body skeleton, and we'll just hit export. That's going to export the motion. And then what we're going to do is we're going to need to get that into 3D Exchange and just convert that motion ready for iClone. Okay, so I've just got 3D Exchange loaded up, and I'm just going to drag and drop the motion into 3D Exchange, and you're just going to want to make sure import animation is selected and hit OK, and that's going to import all the animation that we've just recorded. And once that's loaded up in our 3D Exchange, we can just come down here to our motion library up here, and we can click on the recording, and then we can just play that back just to make sure it's come in correctly. And we can see the motion is playing perfectly on the skeleton, and that means that has perfectly come over. So that's brilliant. We can just stop that there. And now a couple of steps we're going to have to do. As you can see, we can't apply to iClone. It's actually grayed out. So in order to do that, what we want to do is we just want to come down here and we want to convert to non-standard. And in the preset custom, we're just going to go and leave that on Maya Human IK. And we're just going to activate the T pose, and we're going to leave that as T pose, and then we're just going to hit convert. Now when that's done, that will tell you that all files in the motion library have been updated, and once that's done, you'll see this area here, apply to iClone, is no longer grayed out. Now do note that this only will apply to iClone 7. Unfortunately, there may be a way to retarget it to iClone 8. I'm not sure how to do that yet, but I will check if that's possible. But for now, once we hit apply to iClone, that's going to send that over to iClone 7, and that motion will end up on our character. Once we hit play, you can see that motion has transferred over to our character here. So it's just a very, very cool way to get motion from any video for free. You know, absolutely no costs, and you know, you get some really, really good results. With a little bit of cleanup and a little bit of fixing, you'll be ready to go in no time. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to drag over our collect clip, and we're going to right click, because what we're going to do is we're going to add this motion to our library so we can use it in iClone 8. So I'm just going to save that as talk motion, and then we'll just hit save. And that's now saved onto our desktop. So if we close down iClone 7 and we open up iClone 8 here, now what you'll see is we can actually go onto our desktop where we saved that motion earlier, talk motion, and we can drag and drop that on our characters in iClone 8 now, and that will go on perfectly. And if we hit play, you'll see that motion is on our character. Now you can see, of course, like I say, it does need some fixing, but I'll leave you guys to play with that, and we'll do some more tutorials on how we can clean up the motion at a later stage. For now, this concludes the tutorial, guys. Really hope it helps, and really hope to see some of your wonderful projects using this Rokoko Studio to create some amazing motion AI. Hope to see you guys again soon for another tutorial.